Hello and welcome to the Queen's Lair. It's your girl, the Mad Queen, and I want to go over the Elite chapter with you guys, not specifically on how to clear the Elite chapter or beat the stages, but I want to talk about the event shop. If you guys have seen any of my other content, then you know my very, very favorite event in the game that they bring out is Rise of Heroes, but this is my next favorite. I really like this because if you don't spend all of your debris or your crystals, which are the two resources that you acquire from beating all the stages here, they actually will roll over until the next event or until you decide to spend them, even if it's 5 events from now. There are a few different ways you can look at this event, especially when you're trying to figure out what is your best buy. And the two big things you really want to take into account are, first of all, where are you at in the game? Are you a new player? Are you in the mid game? Are you in late game? And then also, you want to look at the stage of your account beyond that. Meaning, do you have a bunch of heroes already that you don't have enough resources to level up? Or do you have a good handful of maxed out leveled heroes and you would like to add in more heroes? So the reason I say this is because it's so tempting to buy all of these summons, all right? It's extremely tempting. I understand that, but it's not always your best purchase. And I say this because when you take a look, and I need to move my head a little bit so I'm not totally in the way, at the runes here, there's the mythic runes and the epic runes. I always want to call them legendary. But the mythic and epic runes, you get 5 mythics for 6 crystals, and you get 5 epics for 2 crystals. There is nowhere in the game that you're going to get a deal as good as this. This is a really, really good way to help you advance the heroes that you already have. I have a total of 15 immortal heroes, but not a single one of them is fully maxed out on their runes. The higher you go up in the rarity for the runes that you need, the harder they are to get and the more expensive they are. So this is really the best place in the game to purchase these higher level runes. Other purchases as well. It doesn't matter where you're at in your account. These 24-hour resource packs are a very, very good deal. And this should be the first thing you're purchasing with your debris. For myself, with a little bit of information that you have, so I have every hero in the game, and I'm in the late stages of the game, but I still have a lot of heroes that need to be upgraded because they're not maxed out, and that's really what you want to reach for at some point. I am going to buy all of these resource packs first, the 24-hour resources. Then I'm going to purchase some of these 8-hour XP resources and the 8-hour soul rubelites as well. And then if I have any left over, I will lastly buy the summons. And that's just going to be with the debris specifically. And for the crystals, I will always, it doesn't matter if they're good or not. I am not a super free-to-play person, so I don't really min-max all of my decisions completely. So I will always buy the hero that's here. It doesn't matter if they're good or not. I love to collect heroes amongst all the other things you can do in games like this. After I purchase him, then I'm going to move on and I'm going to buy these runes. First, I'm going to buy the mythic ones. And maybe I'll buy some of these epic ones, but typically I'm going to buy as many of these as possible. I might end up buying some of these summons, but I honestly doubt it. It will most likely be the hero and as many of these as possible. If you are a free-to-play player or a new player or whatever, you should really be focusing on getting a lot of the things that I did mention. Get these 24-hour packs And since you're a newer player, get a bunch of these, the elite runes, because you're gonna need quite a few of them. And then if you have any left over, you don't necessarily have to buy all 100 of them, because that is going to cost you 200 of these debris, and these down here kind of add up. If you were to purchase all of these, that's going to be 900. And then if you wanted to purchase all of these, that's going to be another 400. So it's like 1,300 debris points altogether. And you're not going to get that many during the event. You could just get like 3 of these and a few of these. I would say probably 50 of them or so. And then buy a couple of shards, or a couple of summons. And then if you're newer, do not buy these. Don't spend your crystals here on these whenever you can spend your debris here, because you get a lot more debris throughout these stages than you get of the crystals. So spend your crystals on, if you want the new hero, go for it, get the new hero. After that, I would get these epic runes. Possibly, depending on if you have the prototype, or it depends on if it's good or not. I'm not sure if everybody's store gets the same one or if it generates a random one for everyone. But if you don't have it and it's good, it's probably a good idea to go ahead and pick up a copy of it. Or if it's good and you're close to getting it leveled, go ahead and buy the copy again so that you can make it even better. But for newer players, try your best to stay away from the summons. That's going to be your best bet. And honestly, even if you're not a new player and you've been playing the game for a while, staying away from the summons is going to help you get the most out of this event specifically. I know it's really hard, and that probably sounds a little like Crazy Town, but trust me when I tell you, if you were to just focus on leveling, like totally maxing out the runes and whatnot of a handful of heroes before you start summoning more and more, it's going to put you in a much better spot, because you're not going to have a bunch of heroes sitting around, staring at you, making you wonder, man, should I put resources into this hero? Should I level them up? Should I try them? So and so said that this hero is really good, because that turns into a really big revolving door that is hard to get out of. So try your best to focus on resources and not summons. If you have any questions about anything that I mentioned, or any kind of additional comments that you would like to add, any tips, put that in the comments and I will get back with you. Also, if you're a new player or experienced player, either willing to give advice or looking for advice, join my growing Discord community. I'll leave the link for that in the description. Thanks for watching. Once again, it's the Mad Queen, and I'll catch you in the next video.